Hey guys, welcome to today's video where I'm going to be sharing with you 5 of my favorite items for self-care. So let's jump in. I am in a very busy season right now and I've got a lot going on between homeschooling, team momming for 2 teams. I have my niece Belle minimum twice a week now, so I also have a toddler to look after on top of all of that. And just the day-to-day hustle and bustle. I have been extremely busy and I haven't had a whole lot of downtime, shall we say. I carve out stuff here and there as much as I can, like today, sitting down for this video. I had to kind of find the time for that. But practice was canceled. We have some bad weather, so I kind of got an evening off. Otherwise, I would have been coaching today. So I just wanted to share some of the things that I've been using lately to kind of help me feel my best and really kind of get me through whatever hurdles I need to jump over rather. Just so that I'm maintaining my mental and physical health as much as possible and just kind of knowing that I'm doing something to take care of myself, which just the knowing kind of makes a difference for me. So I thought I'd share them with you. So we're gonna start kind of like with supplements and like, I don't wanna call it health food, but kind of. So the first thing is these supplements from Ollie, and these are the Hello Happy Gummy Worms. These contain vitamin D and saffron, and I will put down here below all of the good things vitamin D we kind of know about, but what does saffron do? I'll put it down here for you guys. It contains 60 gummy worms. You take 2 of them. They're kind of like citrusy. They're almost like sour in a way, but they're not like Sour Patch Kid sour. Now, according to the packaging on this, saffron actually helps boost serotonin, which is a feel-good chemical that your body naturally makes, and sometimes we don't get enough of. And then vitamin D, of course, helps us absorb calcium, which is very important for women. It's actually very important for everybody. Even if you're a man of a certain age, you should be taking calcium too. But it basically supports cellular and brain health according to the package here. So I've been actually taking these for about a year now. I really, really like them. They help me kind of, they help me definitely keep a pep in my step a little bit. Things can be kind of stressful when you're trying to wrangle 13 4-year-olds on your own. So just stuff like this, just little things like this can kind of help me. Even if it's placebo effect, it helps in my opinion. But I've been taking these for a while now and really, really like them. So there's this. And then the next thing is actually the Rise Mushroom Coffee. I recently saw this on Instagram maybe like 4 or 5 months ago and decided to try it. First of all, this stuff is delicious. It's so good. It is so good. It has none of the bitterness that coffee can have. I mean, if you're into that, hey, more power to you. Myself personally, I'm not a big fan of coffee as the way it tastes. It's just not my thing. Like coffee flavored anything, I'm not gonna touch. Basically, I didn't start drinking coffee until after I had my kids, just to kind of stay awake. Before that, I maybe had it during finals week, and that was about it. I just couldn't stand it. So I saw this on Instagram, like I said, and I decided to try it as a replacement. Huge fan of this. It tastes delicious. It definitely has like an earthy flavor because it's a bunch of mushrooms, and I'll go into what's in it in just a second. But there's also like a roasted nutty flavor to it. So it's kind of like in between coffee and tea, which is a sweet spot for me. And again, it doesn't have any of that bitterness. So I actually end up using less sweetener and less cream, because before I wanted coffee with my cream. That's how much cream I put in there, just to kind of get over that bitterness that coffee has. This doesn't have that at all. So I use a minimal amount of creamer and I use a minimal amount of sweetener. I usually use some stevia. But it has cordyceps for stamina, lion's mane for focus, reishi, I hope I'm saying that one right, for stress relief, shiitake for immune support, turkey tail for healthy digestion, and king trumpet for anti-inflammation. Let's see, it's 100% vegan. It says rigorously lab tested, with 2,000 milligrams of mushrooms included in it. This has about 30 servings. One of these lasts me about a month personally, and I think this costs like 30 bucks. I think you get, my husband ordered it for me. He ordered like 2 and you get like, I think it's for like $25, you get like $5 off. At least that was our experience anyway. So huge fan. It definitely makes you feel more alert. You get 0 jitters. It's not kind of like as strong as like espresso or anything, but definitely if you just need just like a slight push at the beginning of your day, this will do the trick for me. I am not sensitive to caffeine by any means. I'm not one of those people that drinks a cup of coffee and is up all hours of the night. I can drink a cup of coffee at 6 and then go to bed at 10 easily. So it even works for me. So this was delicious. It definitely puts a little bit of gasoline in my engine, so to speak. And one of the things that I noticed, and this might be TMI, but one of the things that I noticed is that on this, my periods aren't as just like hellish, basically. I have heavy periods. It is not, what does my dog have? What is Riley doing? I don't know. She looks happy though. Okay, so I'm gonna go with it. It didn't look like an animal or anything I had to rescue, so we're gonna move on. But now I don't know like specifically. I'm gonna try it for a couple more months. Again, this is only my second bag of this stuff. It seems to be helping my period not be so heavy, which is, I mean, if that's what this is doing, that alone is worth it to me, because I mean, it was like easy street compared to what it usually is. And I don't know if that's maybe like the anti-inflammation properties that are helping with that or what, but, and again, I don't want to like sit here and step out of my lane and say, hey, this will help you if you have a heavy period. It might have been a fluke, but I'm willing to keep trying just to see, because really this was the only difference in my day-to-day routine from having a normally very heavy second and third day of my period to having a pretty moderate one. So I'm gonna keep trying it and see how it goes for me. But again, as long as you guys aren't allergic to mushrooms, it's a delicious alternative to coffee that leaves you without any funky feelings, any weird aftertastes. The only thing that I would say is that at like the last couple of sips of your coffee cup, there tends to be a little bit of like grittiness. That's the product of the mushrooms. It does talk about that on the packaging and recommends that you drink that as well, because then you'll get the full effect. And that does happen. It's not necessarily like unpleasant. It doesn't taste bad or anything. It's just like a very mild grittiness at the end as you're finishing your cup. So that might bother you. It does not bother me. But this was definitely a win. Even if it did nothing else but taste good, it was worth it because it's delicious. Now we're gonna go into a little bit of a beauty product here, and this is the Rose Serum from 123 Farms. This is actually a local farm that's not too far from where I live. This is the packaging right here. Pretty simple stuff, and you can see that it has rose actually in it. It's essentially like an oil, and I put this on my face. I put it on morning and night. And this one specifically was made for dry skin to moisturize. I'm in my 40s, so moisture is a huge factor in what I'm looking for. I want to keep my skin as supple as possible. You just put that in, rub that in right there. And I have noticed a huge difference in the fine lines on my forehead and even the lines like on my neck, because I put it all over my face, obviously not in my eye area by any means, but basically forehead, my cheeks, my nose, up here, and I get those puffy lines right there, my chin, and my throat. I've noticed a huge difference. Sometimes I'll even put it, like at night, I'll put it on my décolleté. Works beautifully. Again, I've noticed a huge difference in my fine lines. The only thing that I would recommend is you might need a little bit of powder after you do your makeup. I put this on underneath my moisturizer. So I put this on first. I kind of let it sink in and then add my moisturizer maybe around 5 minutes later. You're going to be a little bit more shiny because it is oil, but that's about it. It works beautifully. It has a subtle, very natural rose scent. I'm pretty sure that that's what it is you're smelling, just the extract of the rose. And I will have this link below because this is not like a national product by any means. I'm sure that they ship, but I will link the farm below because they have a lot of different products. They have teas. This is a lavender farm and it's really, really beautiful. If you're in the Inland Empire by any means, check it out. They have a lot of events throughout the year. I've been to Lavender Nights. I've been to their Christmas celebrations. All have been wonderful and fun. The food's amazing. But this product, this is actually my second bottle that I've purchased. I absolutely love it. And again, just the difference that I've seen in my skin makes it totally worth it to buy. And I want to say it's like $25 a bottle. So not inexpensive, but not, as far as like serums are concerned, not crazy, like crazy exorbitant either. Okay, this next product is also from 123 Farms, and it's their Lavender Sleep Body Oil with Blue Chamomile. Here's the packaging right here, so you can focus on it. And that little bear is kind of like their emblem there that they use frequently. This was a little bit cheaper. I want to say this was like 15 bucks. And it is a sleep oil that you can put on your body. It comes in a dark container, and it does recommend on the packaging that you keep it in a dark spot. You don't want to keep it in sunlight because it'll degrade the product a little bit. But I just take a couple of drops at night as I'm getting ready for bed. I will put some, again, on my décolleté, not only to moisturize, but to get the aromatherapy benefits. And I'll even take a tiny bit and just rub it on my temples a little bit. I even do this with my boys. I tell them we're gonna put on the sleepy potion. Safflower is going to be the carrier. It's got jojoba, olive oil, lavender, chamomile, and vetiver. Those are the ingredients. It smells beautiful. It's just like a nice, relaxing thing to add into my sleep routine. Again, this might be completely placebo. I know that there are some scientists that'll kind of like, you know, oh, it doesn't really work. It works for me, and if it's a placebo effect, that's fine. It gets the job done. It smells lovely. It goes on to the skin. It absorbs very well. And it so far it hasn't stained anything that I've used it on. It's pretty much clear. It's certainly clearer than the rose serum, but it hasn't left any oil stains on any of my PJs or my pillowcases. Not that I'm using that much, but it works beautifully. It smells good. It kind of gets you into that relaxation mode so that you get a good night's sleep. Okay, the last product that I got from 123 Farms, and I've used these for almost a year now, and I totally love them. But it's the Eucalyptus Muscle Balm. So you can see it a little bit. This stuff, it has tea tree oil and organic beeswax. It smells just like a little balm right here. It smells, you can definitely smell the eucalyptus and the tea tree oil. It's not crazy strong like Bengay or Tiger Balm, and it doesn't have that burn effect. It definitely has a warming effect, but nothing to where it's kind of like stings your skin. So if you're kind of sensitive to that, maybe look into something like this as an alternative. Works beautifully. It creates this awesome slip on your skin. So when you're rubbing sore muscles, you don't have any drag. It feels really, really good. It's definitely an herbaceous scent, which I enjoy. I'd rather have an herbaceous scent than floral most of the time. But again, it's not like a crazy strong smell. You're not gonna smell like an old lady covered in Bengay when you use this. But it's just a lovely thing to add to your routine to put like on your shoulders or on your calf muscles and stuff. I've really enjoyed this. I bought it for my husband as a Christmas present, and I actually ended up using it more than he does. He does like it, but I kind of commandeered it, I'm not gonna lie. But I love this stuff, it works great. Okay. And that was the last of the stuff from 123 Farms. Again, I highly encourage you to check out their website, even though they're local to Southern California. I'm sure they must ship nationally. And again, if you are in the SoCal area and at a time that they're having an event, definitely check them out because it's beautiful. It's a beautiful farm. They have like old olive trees and stuff like that, and just big lavender fields. And at nighttime with all the twinkle lights, it looks like a fairy tale. It's just gorgeous. And the food there is amazing. I had their lavender mojito and their rosemary lavender fries. So good, so delicious, amazing. Oh, their lavender honey ice cream. Even my kids liked it. It was delicious. So if you go, get that ice cream because it's amazing. Okay, the next item on my list is this guy right here. This is a foam roller. And basically what you do is you use it to roll the muscles in your body. You don't like rub it on yourself. You actually put your weight onto it and move. This actually will require a little bit of upper body and core strength for you to use if you're going to use it like on your back and stuff. This thing, this is a lifesaver if you have a lot of tension in your back and even in like the back of your legs. I use this mainly on my back. I will put it on the floor and I will lay down on top of it with my knees bent and kind of roll up and down the entire length of my spine. The first couple of times that I did it, it hurt. It wasn't like excruciating or anything, but there was pain, almost like a deep tissue massage. But I kept using it. I took my time, and I've noticed such a difference in the reduction of tension. I get a lot of tension in my neck, in my shoulders, and just like in between my shoulder blades, an enormous amount of tension there. I grind my teeth at night, which creates tension. I'm busty, so I have a lot of weight in my upper body, and I'm hunched over computers a lot with the kids. I'm doing sports and dishes. All of that just creates a ton of tension up here. This is just where I hold it. And this roller, I actually got this idea from my dad because my dad has one and he uses it. This has been a godsend for me. I use it a couple of times a week and just take like maybe 5 minutes, not even that sometimes, to kind of roll any spot that needs to get a kink worked out. I'll even put it like behind my bed and lay down and roll my head like side to side to get like the back of the skull right there. And huge difference. I absolutely love it. If you're somebody who has a lot of tension, you can't go and get massages on a regular basis, or it's in a spot that's kind of hard for you to reach, definitely get yourself something like this. It feels great on the calves. It feels great on your bottom. It's just such a nice tool to relieve muscle tension. So I highly recommend this. I got this at Walmart. I want to say this was like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. I got this for like $12. So pretty decent, high quality. My kids play with it constantly. They like to sit on it, roll on it. They try to balance on it, and it's held up. You can see there's no gouges or anything like that. And this thing takes a beating. So pretty high quality, really highly recommend. And now the last item that I use for self-care is actually an app, and this is the Calm app. My husband recently gifted me this, I want to say it was for our anniversary. He bought me a lifetime membership, and it has a bunch of guided meditations. It has like sleep stories. It even has meditations for children and sleep stories for children. They have one, for instance, they have one that's narrated by Antonio Banderas as Puss in Boots, and a couple of other ones. I think there might be like a Bluey or a Peppa Pig or something like that. But Jay Shetty is on it, a couple of other health and wellness gurus. It is incredibly relaxing. I listen to the sleep stories a lot. If I'm having trouble falling asleep, I'll pop my headphones in and lay down, listen to a nice soothing story, and it just puts you to sleep. A couple of the other features of the app, there is a movement section that focuses on